Hello, gorgeous people. Tina McDermott here, and day two, two, two of the fun and easy weight loss challenge for July 2022. So excited that you're here. Thank you so much for showing up and participating and answering the questions and just being here and being open to change, being open to doing something different than what you are already doing so that you can live a life that's full of health and vibrancy and free from the diets, free from dis-ease, free from all of those things that you don't want. Now, yesterday we talked about the important things that you need to do to get started, and that's setting your goals and why you want to reach your goals, and also drinking your water. That's like the number one thing that I have all of my clients do. First thing is make sure they're drinking half their body weight in ounces a day. And drinking with a straw is fun. Fun, capital F, capital U, capital N, because it's all about that fun and all about that joy. Today we're going to talk about my philosophy on eating, the glycemic index, excuse me, pardon me, and looking at my notes here. We're going to talk about my philosophy of eating. We're going to talk about the glycemic index and what else? And we're going to find out what brings you joy. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you about my philosophy of eating. And this encompasses everybody, whether you're a vegan or a vegetarian or an omnivore, an herbivore, a meatitarian. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It encompasses everyone in this world, this basic philosophy. And it starts with make sure that you eat foods as close to the way that Mother Nature provided them for us, right? The less processed they are, the better they are for you. And if you're going to buy a packaged product, make sure it has less than 5 ingredients, and or a third grader can read it and understand it. My original saying was, if a third grader could read it, you can eat it. But somebody said, well, they could probably read it, but they don't understand it. But you need to read it and understand exactly what it is, okay? And you want to eat foods that, here it is, walk, fly, swim, and grow, with a huge emphasis on grow. Why? Because vegetables and fruits have tons of fiber in them, and vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients and so much more. Enzymes, oh my gosh, I can keep going, that are vital to our health. Any of those programs that say you have to eat all of one category, mostly a fat or mostly protein, it's not balanced. And life, we need balance in our lives. And you know that we need balance in our lives, okay? So balance everything out, right? Now, in the email that you will get, all you need to do is make sure you register for this challenge, and you'll get all of my bonus material sent to you via email. And we're going to talk about the blood sugar and about your meal plate. So let's talk about the meal plate for just a second. 3/4 of your plate should be full of what? Vegetables and fruit. However, if you're diabetic or you're really trying to lose the weight, then keep fruit to the morning time, and maybe only a half a cup, maybe a cup. But if you're diabetic, half a cup. And berries are the lowest in the glycemic index. A portion of your plate should be some protein. If you're a vegetarian, then eat more vegetables, because vegetables combined will equal protein. Okay, so have a little bit of protein. If you're eating meat, maybe the size of your palm. That's about 4 ounces for women, 6 ounces for men, unless you're like a friend of mine who's 6'2", who probably needs 6 ounces each meal, right? And then about 2 tablespoons of a good fat in each and every meal. You want the fat because it's good for your brain. And the good fats, they're all in the guide that you should get in the emails. Okay, all the fats are in the guides: avocado oil, olive oil, almonds, nuts, all the nuts, seeds. Those are all good oils, but the more that they're processed into refined oils, the worse they are for you. Okay, olive oil, organic, first press, is the way to go. Okay, coconut oil, wonderful for you, unrefined. Organic, really good for you. Okay, so you want to combine all of your foods, and in the combination of the foods, it literally blunts the rise in the blood sugar. You're like, huh? What is that supposed to mean? Well, also in the document that you'll get, I think this evening, it talks about the glycemic index and blood sugar. When we wake up in the morning, our blood sugar is really low, but then we go and eat things like pancakes and orange juice, and it rises our blood sugar so high it's dangerous for the brain. So our bodies, in its infinite wisdom, excretes insulin. Now, insulin is a hormone. It's a fat storage hormone. I want you to remember that, okay? And when our insulin is way too high, dangerous for the brain, pancreas excretes insulin. Insulin goes into the bloodstream and grabs a hold of all of that glucose, and it takes it on a date. Where does it go? Again, I'm not going to talk science here. I don't talk science. I'm just going to talk where you can understand, hopefully. It's going to take it to the muscle. That's the cafe. And it's going to knock on the door of the muscle, the receptor sites, and say, hey, I got some sugar for you, some glucose to feed you. Let me in. And it'll let some of the sugar in, but the rest has to go into fat storage because it can only allow so much sugar into glucose into the muscle. Now, over time, when your blood sugar goes high all the time, over years and years and years, or sometimes just a couple of months, it all depends on your body. Those muscles shut down. They no longer accept the glucose. So now insulin has to bypass the muscle and it takes it right to fat storage. Okay. And that is a hormone disruption. It's a total hormone disruption. And we do not want any more hormone disruptions in our lives. Now, the insulin took all of the glucose out, and now your blood sugar is plummeting. And now you're going into, my mom is Italian and she makes up her words and she goes, I get the shakarelle. Her blood sugar is low. You get really tired and hungry and shaky and dizzy and like, oh my God, I need to eat. You don't want to get down there, but when you are, you want sugar to bring you back up and you end up on this big roller coaster ride. So what I want you to do is eat foods, again, walk, fly, swim, and grow. They grow combined with a little bit of protein, a little bit of fat, blunts the rise in blood sugar, and it keeps your blood sugar stable, the blue line, throughout the whole day so that you're not doing that big roller coaster and throwing everything into fat storage and disrupting all of your hormones, which we do not want any more disruption of our hormones ever, ever, ever. Okay, so that's how you blunt the rise in blood sugar, which is one of the questions that you need to answer in order to qualify for the grand prize. Okay. Aside from eating foods that walk, fly, swim, and grow, eating foods as close to Mother Nature as humanly possible, I want you to think about the foods that you want to eliminate that are not Mother Nature type foods. And that's one of the questions. What foods that are junk foods, I call them, are you committed to eliminating? What foods are you committed to eliminating? That's one of the questions. Okay. And when you are confronted with a food that is a non-food and you're stressed out and that food's in front of you and you just want to eat it, when you're confronted with that, instead of eating it, think about what brings you joy and go to joy. Move towards joy. And I'll tell you some things that bring me joy. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one until he wakes me up in the middle of the night. That's one of my kitties. I've got 3 dogs, 2 cats. They bring me so much joy and so much love. So instead of eating those chips or whatever it is that's bothering me or whatever stress is going on, I go out and I go for a walk. I do deep breathing exercises. Sometimes I just sit and I think about my butt in the sand, my feet in the ocean, and listening to the ocean. Brings me calm and peace, and I love it. Okay. And boogie boarding, that brings me a ton of joy. Bike riding, that brings me a ton of joy. So that's our bonus question of the day. What brings you joy? Remember, answer all of the questions in each of these posts every single day, and you'll qualify for the grand prize of this really gorgeous t-shirt that I've had designed for us. And I got to order one so that I can wear it and show it to you every time. Okay. All right, that's all I have for today. And until tomorrow, lots of really fun stuff in our challenge tomorrow. I believe in you. I love you. And we're going to do this together. Until tomorrow, namaste. Bye for now, everyone. Ciao, ciao.